next thing. The danger is when you go start winning 6 in a row, where do you go from that?
Yeah.
The expectation level starts to increase, but I think it's, and we've seen Cunha, the star player, has requested that he wants to leave. There's a buyout clause, is it like £62 million? So that could be already sort of well on its way. But they're going to have to find it a little bit earlier. I think they were slow to the party the last couple of seasons with recruitment. But there's certainly, the manager's done unbelievable, to be fair, hasn't he?
Yeah, it's been amazing from the manager. They're coming to get a result today, as you say, and you said at the start of the show, which I thought was great. Wolves will be coming here with confidence and wanting to win. You mentioned there about the solidity that has been brought in at the back. What are we going to see from them in an attacking sense today, and how can they go about trying to break down, as we said, a solid back four in Manchester City, which I didn't think I'd be saying, a couple of months ago.
Yeah, for me, I think they'll be attacking the Man City right side. I think our pace comes from our left side with Aït-Nouri and Cunha. They seem to have a really good partnership going on.
Yeah.
And you've got a makeshift right back in Núñez.
Yeah.
And you've got Diaz, who normally plays the right side, who lacks a bit of pace, let's be honest.
Yeah.
But he's got that football intelligence, but he lacks a bit of pace. So I wouldn't be surprised to see us trying to work that area and trying to get down the Man City right-hand side.
And finally, on just back to your point as well, Brownie, having won the 6 in a row, regardless how it goes kind of today, it must be a great springboard to then come this, the summer to kind of carry on and go, look, let's keep this going and bring this into next season.
For sure. So? Well, that's what the manager will be wanting.
Yeah.
He'll be wanting to say, right, can I have a couple more? Can I make us even better?
Yeah.
Look what I've done already.
Yeah.
But it doesn't always work like that, as we know. 1 or 2 players will say, well, I need to move. Then it changes. Sometimes what we talk about as well is the voice of the manager. Can he evolve? Because we then start to see what he's good at.
Yes.
We now see, because all the Wolves are, we're fighting relegation. We're trying to get a point, trying to get out of that drop, trying to get away from it. We've seen the celebrations as they made it. We've covered a few of the games where they finally got out of that relegation problem and the party started, but then they've still followed it up.
Yeah.
I think that's what's been really good, that they've almost relaxed, got some good players.
Yeah.
Who take the ball very, very well. Every manager, we're all looking at me. Wolves will be saying, right, can we be Brighton?
Yes.
Why not?
Yes.
Can we be Bournemouth, Brentford? Look at the positions that they're in, fighting for a Europa League spot.
Yeah.
So that is the next step. But for some reason, I don't know what it is, the last few years, it's been tough for them to go on. We've seen it early, didn't we?
It's been really tough, but I think they've had players in the last 5-6 years with your Jotas, your Netos, your Núñez who's come here, that they have managed to get in and sell for a profit.
Yes.
Well, Nuno had that, didn't he?
Yeah.
Look at what he's doing now at Forest.
Yeah.
So there's something there, isn't there?
Also, the recruitment as well in parts has been good, because as you say, there's players that have come in that have gone on and
Well, Neves as well. Which I forgot to mention.
Yeah.
So the recruitment has been good on that side. Yes, maybe towards the end of last season, coming into this season, probably didn't get the next ones through in time.
Yeah.
But now it seems like we have.
Yeah.
And now, can we go again?
Yes.
Like Bernie said, can we go? That's the most important thing. In a football team, you're going to have your good players, especially at a team like Wolves, that are going to leave.
Yes.
Cham, we've seen he did well, then he fell away and he's gone missing a little bit.
But I guess that point is if you build them foundations that, all right, you've got these magic players that give you that extra bit, but actually without them you've still got that solid kind of basis and foundation. That's the key in it, I guess.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's a funny stat we got at Wolves that Cunha walked the most in the Premier League this season. But on the flip side of it, he's given us the most.
Yeah.
So, like, there's some things that you just got to give a little and
to get the other
side of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's where your João Gomez, that's where your Andres come in. That's why that box four that Wolves have got, that he showed us up. 100%.
Yeah.
And he's let those good players go play.
Yeah, and go and express themselves. And I guess as well, final word, it helps grow your relationship with the fans when you go for a pint with them, Brownie.
Well, it's everywhere at the moment, isn't it?
Tell you what.
It's everywhere. He's going there with the fans. He's going with the local journalists.
Yeah.
He's telling them all about, they're learning so much about his upbringing, which was difficult. Different parts of what he is. And he's getting to know the people who are going to be challenging them every single week, and then the supporters to give that back, to get a feel of the city and the understanding. It's great now, but it's not as easy, because as soon as you lose a couple, you get that 1 or 2 people who will go and ask him difficult questions, and then he has to maybe go, I can't go there anymore. And that's where it's a shame, isn't it?
Yeah.
But we have to overline. So, right, it's great to see you. Thanks for coming down. Enjoy your drink. It's great what you're doing. And if it's not next week, just say, enjoy your pint. Nice to see you.
It's been really refreshing now. Like, he's came in and he spoke about what he's going to do and what he expects from his players and what he's not going to take.
Yeah.
And he's openly come out in the press and said that. And you know, like when before Cunha came back into the team, he was obviously suspended for games, but automatically he didn't get his spot back. And that was because the team was doing so well. And he said that in the press. Yeah. And so he stick to his guns. So fair play to him.
Yeah. See, something one he's had to deal with really is Cunha, the star player. I'm not going to ask Lee because he doesn't need to comment on this, but the star player comes out when he's suspended and says, I want to leave. Yeah. How do you manage that with your star player? What do you do? That's a big test for him, isn't it? Do you know, straight away? And I think he's handled everything really well. Cunha's come back in. He's starting to filter, starting to do good things. Yeah. But these are the challenges that you don't always see.
No, not at all. But as you say, he's risen to them so far and done brilliant stuff. 6 unbeaten for Wolves. So this is all set to be a great game tonight here at the Etihad on that pitch behind us there at 8 p.m. Now Wolves are safe, as we've said, but we do know City still very much fighting to secure Champions League qualification. So we love doing this now on the show as well. I think we'll be doing this till the last game of the season. It's currently how the Premier League table looks now. I've all played 34 games. Lee, I'll ask you, first of all, just off the back, do you think City will be able to secure Champions League football?
Well, at this moment, it's in your hands, isn't it? It's in your hands. So,
You've just told us Wolves are going to win today, so that's going to change everything.
Well, it's in your hands, isn't it? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You've got to go and win those games. But you've got the capability of doing that.
Yes.
Are we a bit harsh not sneaking a number 7 in Aston Villa?
Yeah, we probably...
Because of the squad and the team that they have got. They've got a difficult run of games, their last 4.
They're 3 points behind Forest and Chelsea.
City's look good.
Yes.
Chelsea's ain't great.
Chelsea's is difficult. I think Chelsea also not got to play... Have they not got to play Forest, I think?
Yeah.
Well, I think
last game.
They might have to...
And you look at that now, Newcastle going well. I think I seen a stat when they do the percentage. It was heavy in favour of Newcastle and Manchester City. Then the decline started. So can you argue with the percentage of the supercomputer, Kel?
Do you want to?
I've seen it change around because Forest were right up there only recently.
I wouldn't argue with that one. Well, would I get an answer if I was to ask you who you think is going to miss out?
Well, that is the point, isn't it? Because
that is the point.
Who will miss out? And I love them sort of questions. Do you know, Forest seem to be in a little bit of decline at the wrong time. I think the squad that Villa have got excellent. I covered Chelsea last week, who seem a little bit naive. Lovely to the eye, play really well. I'm dancing around it.
Yeah, it's
Newcastle are in. We can bring you the
City are in. You saying the most? We bring the fixtures up. This might. Let's see the running. This is good to look at. So here we are. I mean, off the back, it's quite favourable for City first and foremost, isn't it? Southampton. Bournemouth won't be easier than Fulham, but Bournemouth at home. That's been rearranged as well to the Tuesday night because that clashed with the FA Cup final. Forest and Chelsea, last game of the season, huge.
Big game. Huge game.
But then even you look at them 4 games for Newcastle.
Yeah, but look at Newcastle. I see obviously Brighton fighting for that European position.
Yeah.
Chelsea and Arsenal difficult. Everton on the last day, they'll have had their parade. You might be a good time playing them. The Chelsea fixtures are very, very
Chelsea,
tough.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
So
Chelsea could be the one for me.
You could.
But you're looking at that. You got Liverpool, Newcastle, Man United, Forest.
And then obviously Villa being 3 points behind at the moment, but could maybe sneak it in because there's not
it's like as run really. Do you know Pep said, didn't it? Four cup finals, and I think every single one of those teams are thinking the same thing.
And I think you look at Villa's last 2, because the Europa League final. they might not be as difficult as they look on the paper because of where it's at. So it's how you're playing everyone at this stage now, how they drop in. If it's a team relegated, it's an easy one. A mid-table team might be better. It's sort of gone, right, we're on our holidays. You start to make those changes. The managers need to look at 2 or 3 additions to come in and see. But it's been a really exciting, not one we wanted to be in, Cal.
No.
But we've ended up in it. We've got to make sure we finish right in there.
Absolutely, it's very, very exciting. And I will say as well, I think it also makes us appreciate what the team have done, you know, and actually what we've been able to see in the last few years. Right, we'll pause here in the studio. Alistair Manners with Steve Bull.
Welcome back to Pitchside, where I'm joined by, well, it's an overused word, legend, but to be truthful, if you ask any Wolverhampton Wanderers, a fan from any era actually, they'll refer to this guy as a Wolves legend. I'm joined by the legendary goalscorer, Steve Bull. Steve, I have to say, whenever I'm at Molineux, apart from seeing your name on one of the stands, of course, there is lots of reminders of you and your achievements. How proud are you that that's the case?
Yeah, I got a bit, I got embarrassed, to be fair, because I did my job. They paid me to do a job. I did my job, and it's one of them things. I absolutely love doing it. I love doing it, especially scoring goals, which I thought I was quite good at.
Yeah, you weren't bad. Do you know the number you ended up with?
Me, I did, yes. I always think of a Peugeot, 306.
306.
I finished with 306 goals.
And of course, you played for England as well. I mean, listen, you reached some good heights, didn't you?
Yeah, I played 13 times for England and played in the World Cup in 1990 with the magical Paul Gascoigne. I've had a very, very good career.
It was a very different Wolves then to the one now, though, isn't it?
Oh, it is, and people say to me now, would you rather play then or now? I went, I wouldn't be on the pitch now. I'll be on this VAR and everything. I'll be off the pitch, but it is totally different now. The boots, the balls, the pitch, everything. The technology now is totally, totally different.
And talking of differences, the difference between Wolves 5 months ago and Wolves now. How can you put that? What do you put it down to?
Well, come Christmas, I was like with all the Wolves fans in at home. I was fearing the worst. I thought we've got in a bad position here. You know, I think the club took drastic motion, and Gary O'Neill did a fantastic job while he was at our club. Absolutely brilliant. You can't knock him for him and his staff. But it went a bit stale, you know what I mean? And I think the club recognised that. I think any club would recognise when a manager goes stale, and they thought get somebody in. And when they said Vitor Pierre, I went, who? Who's he? Who's he? But now I know who he is. You know what I mean? He's come in. He's put quite a bit of confidence back in the players, which they lost a lot of that. You know what I mean? And he's got to playing the way he wants them to play.
And the funny thing is that it's exactly the same squad, give or take. Yes, I know he's brought in Agbadou and Munetsi, but largely the same squad, which shows you that sometimes it is just a little tweak here and there that's needed.
That's all it is. That's all it is. And the players now are playing free-flowing football. And that's what I said tonight. We've got 2 teams now coming into form here tonight that I think you see some very, very nice, good football tonight. Goals? I couldn't tell you. I don't know. You know, but it's going to be a really good game tonight.
And of course, everyone's talking about Matheus Cunha. How would you rate him? What are his qualities?
He's a world-class player. You know, I mean, when he glides across the floor, he reminds me of De Bruyne. There's no sprinting there. He just glides and goes quicker and quicker. He's got the all-round attribution of a footballer. You know, he can score goals, he can lay them off, he can head, he can kick, he can do everything. And I mean, I've got my fingers in my pocket crossed, hoping we keep him.
Yeah, well, that's the next task, isn't it?
Yeah.
What about yourself against City? What are your memories of playing against City?
I remember coming to the old main road down here, and we beat you 1-0. And I think it was a Kit Simons at the back. I think
he's on the
and
commentary
the ball went
tonight.
Right down the outside there, and I banged it in the bottom corner. I thought, oh, here we go. And I think the Gallagher brothers was in the box up there, giving me all the signs and everything. I thought, but no, it's like a traditional club, Man City is, and it was a pleasure to come down here and play.
Just one final thought before you go. I mean, the fact is that because of 6 wins in a row, because of the new manager, what are your expectations for Wolves next season?
Well, it all depends who we keep and who we buy. You know, because I think you've been going through it, Chelsea have been going through it, Man U have been going through it. You know, I mean, it's taken its toll. And I think I was just happy. I'm just happy this year to say we are a Premiership football team next year. Because it don't just affect the football club, it affects businesses and the people around the club. You know, so Pierre, who's coming now, he needs a massive pat on the back and say well done. And listen, I hope they give him the money next year, and I'll be hopefully looking, if we carry on like we started the last 6 games, I'll be hopefully top 10. I'll be up with the top 10.
Fantastic. Always a pleasure to speak to you.
Anytime at
the
all.
one and only, the Wolves legend, Steve Bull. With that, back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Ali. Thanks, Steve. Some lovely pictures there of the Etihad Stadium and the brilliant Co-op Arena behind it there. As you can see, the expansion is well and truly coming on. Almost there. We was just saying here, though, what a striker. Unbelievable. I mean, what did you say? Quite just so raw.
Yeah, raw. Just the energy that he gave to the team, the commitment, and when he had a sight at goal, that was it.
Yeah.
He's shooting. Doesn't matter.
I can't believe you're saying he played with him right throughout his career.
Well, I did actually set up his 300th goal.
Just to let you know. Out of the 308, out of the Peugeot 308, did you say there?
There you go.
There we go. Hell of a striker indeed. Well, great to have Steve Ball there. Thanks, Ali, man, for getting that. Remember, Ali has got kit on your commentary team today. Now, of course, as we know, we are all building up to have to say farewell to one of Manchester City's legends, Kevin De Bruyne. So, of course, each show we're going to gush about him. We're also going to highlight some of our favourite performances, and he had an incredible performance, and I'm sorry about this Lee, but it was against Wolves in May 2022. I'm sure many of you remember this. A 4-goal haul which put us on our way to our 4th title in 5 seasons. To score and just a hat-trick, let alone 4 goals in a game, Brownie, is unbelievable. And we just saw here Kevin De Bruyne at his exquisite best.
Do you know what? I've been extremely biased with Kevin De Bruyne for many years on this game again, and just thought of saying what are we witnessing? Absolutely everything. In commentary getting a little bit embarrassing. I just think he's been the all-round incredible player, someone I've admired. We talked about recently who's been the great players here. For me, and maybe it's the midfield position. I just loved what he can do. Watching all the goals, the difference in the goals as well. How he's, again, he said that he really loves to get assists. And for that, it was his night without the assist getting goals, wasn't it?
Yeah. I mean, even the way in which he... I know this is quite an obvious thing, but the way in which he strikes a ball right or left... Yeah, it's frightening.
Those players, those top players, they strike it differently.
Yeah.
Stevie G was the same. He could strike.
How do they generate so much power by doing that?
It's mad. They seem to connect with the ball sweet every time.
Single time, yeah.
He's one of those players, and he's so good to watch.
You know, I mean, I'm sure you've probably both been in games. We know he does it week in and week out, but you know when one of them performances come along where it's like completely unplayable, you just have to step back and go, it's one of them days.
Hold your hand up sort of moments. Yeah. Sometimes you've got to do that because they're just that class above.
Yeah.
And he's got that class, and he does it, most weeks.
Yeah,
Hopefully not today.
Hopefully not today
for you guys.
Hopefully for us. We can see him now just warming up. I wondered if there are any other standout performances you can think of, Browning, from KDB. I mean, we saw it earlier. There was obviously the Newcastle substitution one was a bit of a joke, and we had the Arsenal one as well in that treble season, which was quite special.
Yeah, amazing. I think he's done so much, and I think for me it's times that don't get noticed because of just the things he does, rather than a goal or something maybe has to come from it.
Yeah.
But there's lots of other situations where he's drove. I mean, that is just, honestly, that is a ridiculous finish that he makes look so easy. Who can pass it inside of the foot from that distance?
I know.
From that distance.
Yeah.
That's the point. Right around the goalkeeper. They're the type of finishes that we're on about, the area, that drive, understanding when to go. And what he developed is an art to use someone else's legs, like the nutmeg with a pass. He either does it to score or does it to assist.
Yeah, it's just an absolute gift of a footballer, and as we all know, we've all been so lucky here to witness one of the absolute greats of the game, and as Lee said at the start of the show, to grace the Premier League. Well, we're going to use the 4-goal haul against Wolves as inspiration for our game, which is blind ranking. Brownie, you've done this before. Lee, you've not. So we are going to show you an all-time great performance, beginning with the 4 goals from Kevin De Bruyne, and you have to rank it 1 to 5, but you don't know what the next performance is going to be. Okay, so beginning with the 4-goal haul, where do you want to put that 1 to 5?
Haaland's going to score 5 or something.
Well, Michael, let's just please, no spoilers, please. Where do you want to put Kevin? 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5?
Individual. Kevin.
Yeah, where are you putting that performance?
2.
You're going to put that at number 2?
That's safety. He really thinks 1, but he's saving that.
If I'm honest, I might even change this to 3. They don't know what's coming. There's some
We put it in for 2. We can't change it now anyway. It's gone in. All right, next up, Haaland versus Leipzig. Can all remember this Champions League night?
I mean, it's predictable, wasn't it?
Oh,
You read it.
Michael, don't blame me, blame the staff.
How far is it going back?
We're going as far back as 2012.
Okay. So Aguero might come into it.
Maybe he might, maybe he will not. Who knows? But we're focusing right now.
So this is just on me, is it? Or is Lee having a go?
No,
at this,
Lee
combined,
He's trying to palm it off.
Yeah, that's...
Hey, it's a duo on this sofa here today.
We of course had this one here, and then he pops up. I think he pops up again with another absolute belter. Obviously, this was in the
To score 5
massive
goals
season. Is an
It's a big haul. But can he take top spot?
Number 4. What are you thinking? Number 3.
3, I would.
3. You going to put that at 3? Yeah, we like 3. Okay, next up we've got Sergio Aguero, 2015.
It's nice.
Lovely finish, isn't it? Hey, it's happy. But
This was quite. Was this not all in one half as well? I think these goals.
was it all? That's a ridiculous finish, isn't it? So cool, so calm.
Oh, sorry, that's a different Newcastle game I'm thinking of.
So where are you going to put this?
I don't know what's to come. That's the thing.
Well, that's the thing. We don't.
That's blind ranking, baby.
Blind ranking. I'm going to go number 5.
Okay. Number 5 for Sergio. So we've got 1 and 4 left. Yaya Touré's up next with the performance in 2012.
Can't argue with
Was
you.
this free kick in this one as well?
Oh, this is the old.
This was in the running as well. This was massive. This game.
That was a nice slot as well, wasn't it? From that far out. We were just talking about that with Kevin De Bruyne.
Yeah.
How you slot that from 25
Yaya used to love
yards out, just placement.
Look at Nigel de Jong there. Sit a bit, little
Nice little
round the corner.
Just have it
Kill finish, isn't it? What are you thinking? I'm thinking Aguero moment's coming because that's what
I think
you're
there's
gonna ask. What's the most
something special
iconic
to come.
It's the iconic moment. I mean, it's hard, right, when it's just that goal, but because he's going back to 2012, he's give it away.
Is it? Yeah.
Aguero's in it. We'll stick that at number 4.
4. Here we
And let's
go.
put Aguero at 1, shall we? Or can they change it quickly? Or
It's not the Aguero. They've gone for as far as for individuality. They've gone for Phil Foden against United as our final clip.
Oh, that's brilliant.
But this one was
Brilliant.
I love this one. No, it's brilliant. It was the hat trick against United. I mean, that to be fair is an all-round performance. I'm very happy to put that at 1.
I think you've done quite well, to be fair.
Well, we got a little bit fortunate, didn't we? We were just waiting. Phil just knocking.
Yeah, that was a big old win.
Randomly.
We got 6 goals there in that game, 2 hat-tricks. 1 for Phil Foden and 1 for this man, Erling Haaland. I actually think you did quite well there, to be fair.
We did all right.
We did. We wouldn't move anything too much around there. Oh, the way he takes the ball on the half turn. Stop that. That was our game of blind ranking Phil Foden getting the number 1 spot. Right, we're going to head down pitch side now. We're going to talk a bit more about Kevin De Bruyne and get some memories where Alistair Mann has been chatting with some citizen competition winners who've joined us all the way from the US.
Yeah, welcome back to Pitchside, where I'm joined by a very special competition winner. Alex Sisko is alongside me, but rather than me tell the whole story, I think I'm going to let Alex tell the whole story. First and foremost, why are you here? What's happened?
I don't know, to be honest. It's just been a whirlwind of a month, but I entered the trophy tour, came across to the United States, and I entered my email, and here we are a few short weeks later, but it's been an unbelievable experience so far.
So you've won a competition, and tell me, not only is this your first trip to the Etihad, it's your first trip into Europe, I believe.
Yeah, never been across the Atlantic. That was an interesting red-eye flight, but running on pure adrenaline at this point. Got in yesterday and just so thankful for this opportunity. So
tell me, what are your first impressions?
Oh my gosh, it's massive. Like, you see it on TV, like bird's eye view, you hear the commentary, and I'm looking at these players right now kicking balls across the field. It looks a lot easier from up there than it does right down here. It's just, oh my gosh, what a special place.
Now, you're from Virginia, but you were in the trophy tour in Dallas. Well, tell me about being a City fan in the States.
Oh my gosh, so it's very interesting. As you know, any American fans watching know, like, you're not afraid of a 6 a.m. wake up with a pint and getting ready to watch your team, but My time in Dallas, I was a member of the Frisco Sky Blues. What's up, guys? Hello. And in Richmond, not as many supporters around locally, but it's just, a lot of peacock watching and whatnot, but it's a great time.
And what first hooked you?
Oh, what first hooked me? Aguero! You hear that, you just get shivers. During the stadium tour today, we were walking through and you heard that audio playing, and I was just like, I cannot be here. This is not real.
Of course, one of many memories, I'm sure, but this last sort of 13, 14 years for this club, it's a contrast to what went before it. Do you know your history of the club?
I do know my history of the club. I have to say, I grew up playing soccer in America.
Right.
And coming here, it's just a different culture, a different level of appreciation. So it wasn't probably until the last 4 years that I started really, really digging in. You'd catch a game every now and again, but to be a true supporter in the States, you really have to be dedicated. Wake up early, give away your Saturday mornings, and it's nothing I'd rather do. So.
And the fact that you've had this prize competition tells you just how easy, not how easy, but how something as simple as an entry can get you something extraordinary.
Oh, yeah, no, I've entered my name for signed jerseys all the time. I never thought it would be me, and then here we are. I'm in England for free. It's unreal.
Who have you brought with you?
I brought my dad with me. It's a funny story, actually. My buddy's flight from Dallas got canceled last minute because of tornadoes. And my dad was like, well, you've got 2 tickets, booked his flight, and got here at 8 a.m. this morning. So he's also running on adrenaline.
All right, so he wasn't expecting to be joining you?
No, he was not. He was not. And his experience with soccer has been yelling at the refs for PKs in the middle of the field as a parent, not knowing any of the rules. So it's definitely eye-opening for him as well.
Well, the final thing I've got to ask you is what are your expectations about facing Wolves here today?
Well, they're in good form. We can't lie about that. But I'm confident. I'm thinking 4-1 City. We're going to mess up on a dumb breakaway, but let me tell you, Marmouche is going to find the goal. KDB is going to find an amazing cross from somewhere random that no one sees, and it's going to be smashing. It's going to be a great day.
Well, do you know what? It's delighted to meet you. I hope you have a phenomenal evening, so I'm sure you will. Alex Sisco, who won the prize to come over from the States, he's been flown over, put up in a hotel, and he's going to watch KDB's penultimate home game at the Etihad Stadium. What could be better than that? Back to you.
Class, thank you so much, Ali. Thank you, Alex, as well. Congratulations. And I can tell you on the show in Southampton, there is going to be a chance to win some flights. That's all I'm going to say. Nothing more, but that's why you should always watch Matchday Live, because we're giving out all sorts of goodies. Now, Lee, we're going to talk a little bit about your career. We just had Jolien in, which we'll come to in just a second. But of course, major name for the team we're coming up against there. No, highly thought of by the Wolves fans. What was your time at Wolves like?
Oh, it was great. Yeah. I was there from a young age when I was 10 years old. I went all the way through until 26. 9.5 years as a professional. And it was home to me.
Yeah. It must have been, I mean, how special is it? Even I look at like Nico Riley on the pitch today, and we've got the likes, Phil Foden and James McAtee to come through. All the hard work and time and energy you put in, and get that first game, but then to sustain it in the first team. How it must feel so special for you and your family.
Yeah, it's a dream. Yeah, it's one of those things you work to from a very young age. Yeah. And I was from a young age. I forever had a ball in my hand, and then my next goal was I want to be a professional footballer. So going through the youth system. Then getting a shot at 17 years old, and having my first game live on Sky against the local rival in Birmingham City, it was electrifying. It was one of the most amazing moments of my career, and I'll never forget it.
That's so special. Now, during your time at Wolves, we had Mark Kennedy on the show a couple of weeks ago, and I asked Mark who was the teammate that he played most with. Can you guess? You both share the same one, funnily enough, but can you guess who yours was?
I would have said Jolien.
Yeah, you'd be absolutely spot on. Both your and Mark Kennedy's most played with was Jolien. What was he like to have at the back there, Mr. Jolien?
He was just an ox. He was brilliant. Yeah. He gave me so much confidence in terms of I could do what I wanted because I knew I was very safe behind.
With him behind.
Yeah, I just knew he'd mop up. Nothing ever used to get past him, and he was so calm in defence. But we had this little motto of the left side was our strong side, and we we just love playing together.
Yeah, so special. We just bobbed in here as well to say hello, which is great. We're going to try and get Jolien on at half time, which will be great. Now, if you've just tuned in, you'll have missed. I was reeling off some names, wasn't I, Michael? Of players you've come up against in your career, and I'm actually going to run through them all because this is a joke. Messi, Ronaldo, Ronaldinho, Kaká, Pirlo, Puyol, Maldini, Iniesta, Deco, Xavi, Thierry Henry, Samuel Eto'o, Yaya Toure. I mean, when you hear, it must be such a source of pride. I mean, that is an unbelievable list. That must really be a source of pride for you, Lee.
Yeah, it's very strange for me because I'm just a lad that loved playing football.
Yeah.
And I didn't tend to look at who I'm playing against, rather than I'm actually just going and playing in football.
Yeah.
And that's how I seen football to me. And yeah, the names are incredible. They're the best football players in the world.
Do you have any of their shirts?
Yeah, I've got a couple.
Nice.
I've got a couple.
Nice.
But yeah, as I played the game to play it. I didn't play for cups. I didn't play for strips. I played the game because I love the game.
Yeah.
And that was me in a nutshell.
Yeah,
Isn't that so important?
I was just about to say,
I feel
Michael,
now
to
some of the
listen to that.
youngsters.
Yeah.
Man, I did the same. I just wanted to play football, loved it. Every day I was just out in the street playing football wherever I can. It's different now because of the facilities that you can use and have, and the sessions that are on for you. You can find coaching every single night, but it was different. We probably just played ourselves. You made our own games, our own training, then you go once or twice. And it's just you just loved getting your boots on, and then to play in these stadiums, all you ever wanted to do was play in front of people.
Yeah. It's so special. Now, moving to a little bit later on, when you played against City twice in 2003-2004 season, came up against one of our own, Mr. Sean Wright Phillips.
Yeah, Shawnee.
What was Shawnee like as an opponent?
He was difficult. Like his movement was top. That's one thing he had, and he had that little burst of pace, which I've seen on a clip actually, that for one of our goals in the 3-3, I think it was.
Yeah.
That I paced him down the line. So if he's watching, Sean,
you had him.
Oh, he'll find out. He'll find out. He'll want a rematch.
Good.
Well, we'll have another rematch.
He'll probably win now, but yeah, I mean,
You're doing it right. You just couldn't tackle him.
No,
He'd
he
just
was-
dip underneath your arm.
he was so good.
He'd be so quick. Wasn't
He was so good.
He could change direction. Whether he's on the floor, he's up very quickly.
yeah, we had some good battles, but I knew what he was about, and you know, for me, it was just putting in a shift.
Yeah.
I knew it was going to be difficult because he's a top player. Of
course.
And he was that.
I thought you'd have
throughout
had
his
the
career.
colours up on your shirt. Do you know what I mean? I was expecting that tonight.
Well, that was a superstition, to be fair.
Was it?
Yes. I had footballers. I don't know if you had any, but I had loads.
Really?
Absolutely
Did you?
loads.
So what,
Yeah. Collar up. If I was doing bad, collar down. I'd put my left shin pad in first. All sorts.
Did you have any?
Yeah, lots of. I always go out last.
Always got
Then
last.
unless you were captain, I'd go obviously up front. So it was one or the other. Yeah.
Yeah.
I always trying to go last.
Yeah, I like the little superstitions. Now as well, you obviously then had, you played at Cardiff, Accrington and Derby, but we can't forget as well, obviously Celtic, and it's an obvious question, but playing there, Celtic Park, the fans, the atmosphere, that must also have been, what an experience.
Special club. They're a team that when you go play for them, you can feel what it's about.
Yeah.
It's you win.
Yeah.
Nothing else. You win. Simple as that. And you know, to be a player there and to go and perform there, you're playing against, 11 other teams, 10 other teams, that it's their cup final.
Yeah.
Every single week.
Yeah.
And that's what you're coming up against. And it's not easy.
Did you get complacent though? Do you know when you look at a lot of the games in the league?
No, because you would never let. You would never.
So that's because the supporters drive that.
Yeah, the supporters drive, but the manager. At the time, it was Gordon Strachan.
Yeah.
Top manager himself, and fitness-wise, he was one of the best. He wouldn't probably the hardest pre-season I've ever done. And he would never let you sleep.
Yeah.
If you hadn't reached a certain amount of kilometres a game, he'd look at you a certain way. Let's put it that way. But you weren't allowed to sleep.
Yeah, amazing. Well, that's class. And speaking of top managers, that's a great segue, Lee. Great to hear all of that, because we're now going to go meet another legend in the form of Neil Warnock. He came down to the academy this week, and now Alistair Mann had the chance to catch up with him.
Yeah, welcome back to Pitside, where we're joined by a manager who is not managing at the moment. My goodness, what a career in management he's had. not much of an introduction needed, really. He is, of course, Neil Warnock. Neil, you are so welcome here. I have to say, first and foremost, that it looks as though you've been a guest of Pep as well. I was noticing on our website that you were watching a few training sessions.
Yeah, well, it's good. He invited. I saw him a couple of weeks ago, and he invited me up one day, and I was close by, looking at the grandkids, and I came over, and it was a great afternoon. I really enjoyed it. Chat with the players, and then a one-on-one with just me and Pep talking for half an hour. It was good. Really enjoyed it.
What kind of things has he brought to the English game, would you say, in the decade he's been here?
Well, it's all right saying when you've got money, it's easy to be a manager, but to motivate players and to get them working hard when they're on multimillionaires, it's not as easy as that. And I looked at some of the coaching things he did yesterday, little things, that's all. And I think that's what he's brought. He's got the best out of top players. And now he's rebuilding, and I'm right. I think he said today apparently he's got 2 years left. And I think it'll be interesting next year, because I see some of the new players he signed like Mamouche, and I just love them. On the training ground, so enthusiastic. And Erling looks as hungry as I've ever seen him. So he come up and give me a massive hug. I thought he was going to squeeze me to death yesterday, but he was, he's a super finisher.
Yeah, how was it as a manager to pit your whips against Pep's teams?
It wasn't very easy, no. Well, I mean, I never had a good team, really. I don't mean that in a nasty way.
No.
We didn't have the ability that these teams have got. But what we did have is we had a good dressing room, and he knew he was in a game. We fought like tooth and nails, and we man-marked some. Jack Grealish had a laugh with me yesterday because we marked him out of the game when he played at Villa one day, and he remembered the day. So, it's good. I thought we were doing well at Cardiff against Man City. 20 minutes, 25 minutes gone, we'd had a shot, and I thought, wow, we're doing well here. And we went in at half-time, 15 minutes later, 3-0 down. So it just showed how good they are. Kevin De Bruyne. I had a picture with Kevin yesterday and Bernardo. And my favourite player ever was David Silva. Okay. And I said to them two, come in, I'll take David's place in the middle. They were my three players, really. So it was nice to see them.
What was it in particular you admired about David Silva?
Well, when I first saw him as a manager, I thought he was idle. I thought he didn't run about a lot, blah, blah, blah. And then I realised when you've got that ability, he just sees things. He doesn't have to run. He made his little movements into space and picked it up, played it simple. They couldn't kill him like with a tackle because he'd play it and go. And I just love watching him. And, I was disappointed when he left, but, some people come. I mean, the lad Lewis is looking a really, really good player, isn't he? And I haven't seen the team sheet tonight yet, but I love the little wide lad. Is he on the team sheet?
Which one? Jeremy Doku?
Yeah.
He's playing.
I said to him yesterday, as a manager, I love you. In the other half, do what you want. Don't worry about defending and have a go, but in your own half, be disciplined, But in there, I love to see him take him. The Villa goal, the Villa goal when I knew he was going to go past him, and it was a great goal. And lovely to see Pep celebrate like that, because with VAR and everything, it's not the same now for managers. Can I celebrate? Whereas that was instantaneous, wasn't it? And I'm fortunate that I had that through my career, really. I'm glad I wanted VAR because I got stitched up with Chelsea, I think it was. I can tell you the name of the linesman if you want, Ed Smart, Craig Pawson refereeing. But it was 2 yards offside. And,
right.
And it
so
cost
you were crying out for it?
Yeah, and it cost us, so I was crying out for it. But now it's here. I don't think it's anywhere near as enjoyable to wait 3 or 4 minutes to celebrate. I don't, honestly. So, hey-ho.
Just let me ask you a question. I mean, this is the business end of the season. The games are starting to run out. Is this the time you miss being a manager the most?
Yeah, I miss you. I mean, I'll be honest with you. Yesterday, when I was talking to the whole group, he let me have a chat with the whole group, and that's what I miss. I miss making them laugh, and but at the same time being serious. It's man management. It's still 90% of winning games. Man management. Yeah, you've got to have ability, but you've got to get the best out of what you've got. And a lot of people work on what players aren't good at. I think why waste time on it? Think about what they're good at and how you can fit them into your team, and that's what they are. For me.
Well, my final question. I mean, over the years, I've thought to myself, that's a job that maybe Neil Warnock could be possibly do, and you've been parachuted into a lot of causes.
I have, yeah.
Is there still one challenge left for you, do you think? Or is that it?
I think I'll be too old when Pep goes in 2 years, don't you, really? I think that might be pushing it a little bit. But you never know, do you, in football? I mean, I've done 3 rescue. I was asked before 10 games to take the last 10 games somewhere, but my daughter's getting married, and I thought that was a bit more important at this stage of my life. So it's nice to do a little bit more with the kids and not have to worry too much. And I've enjoyed the last couple of days. It's only when I'm in the air, when the whistle goes, I will miss it. That's when you miss it. You can't replicate what you get out of football as a manager. No. It's a lonely job at times, but when you see the fans, when you do win things, and marvellous, fantastic. And I'm lucky to have eight promotions, and I did beat Man City in the FA Cup earlier in my career.
You did indeed.
I had to shovel the snow off the pitch.
Was that Notts County?
Yeah,
I remember.
I was shoveling the snow, and Peter Reid was late coming down with Sam, his sidekick, and I said to the ref, "You got to get the game on, referee. Look at it. We got an orange ball. Play with this game." And then the ref went, and Peter turned up, and this isn't playable, he said. I said, "Well, we're playing," and we won 1-0.
You did. I remember it well. Yeah. Neil, it's always a pleasure to talk to you, and you're always very welcome here, as you know. Ladies and gentlemen, Neil Warnock.
Wow, absolute legend of the game there, Neil Warnock. Thank you so much. Alistair Mann now will be getting into position for his commentary, so you can get that on the City app. Lee and Brownie, loved the show. It's flown by. Lee, it's been so great to have you on.
And it was nice for Neil not to tell me off.
Hey, there we go. Yeah, there's wins all over the place.
Gone very well with it.
Let's get some final thoughts. And so, Lee, obviously, of course, we know where your loyalty is. How can you see the game going, and can I get a score prediction, please?
Well, I'm very excited for the game, I'll be honest with you. I really think it's going to be a spectacle. I think there's going to be goals, both sides. I fancy Wolves 2-1.
Nice, I like that. Okay, Wolves 2-1. Brownie?
Can I be honest, or do I have to be like one-sided like him? Does he really fancy him? No, come on, I'm not sure about that.
No, give us your honest.
No, it's going to be a tough game, that's for certain. I think City in the stride now, confidence after the weekend, 3-1 to Manchester.
Lovely, there we go. Okay, well, I hope we're getting into all of that at half-time and full-time. So, boys are in the tunnel. Thanks so much for watching Matchday Live. We will see you at half-time. Last thing for me to say, my friends, is come on, City.
Thank you, Kel. Welcome to the Etihad Stadium. A very rare Friday night at this famous stadium. And what a night it could be. City up against Wolves, the first match of this Premier League weekend. And the reality is that it is a pivotal game for the Blues. They could move up to third in the table, and with the teams below them facing very tricky matches, Newcastle against Brighton, and Chelsea against Liverpool, and Nottingham Forest away at Crystal Palace, victory could be a huge 3 points for the Blues. Well, an FA Cup final secured. The Blues now